Say 2015 could be one of the greatest years of real estate if and only if oil prices stay low. That low interest rates haven't done it all these years. It's going to take low oil prices to make better real estate?
Nope. As I've been saying for years, Bill, it's all about jobs and confidence. So now what you have is a situation where we're going to keep these low interest rates for a long time. Price of oil has come down. People have a few more bucks in their pocket that they're starting to spend. They're happy about spending it. So now they get a little more confident. Now a few more people get employed. This is all going to turn around to a happiness, and I call it the axis of housing happiness, in that you have jobs, you have low oil prices, and you have low interest rates. So people are now going to be happy to just sit around and let me stay here. This is great. I love it here.
Trying to picture a three-axis, three-dimensional. Sherry, what's your outlook for housing in 2015?
2015 is going to be a great year for housing, Kelly, and part of the reason is, we got a slow start in 14. We're ending not so great, but what happened in between was pushing us in the right direction in terms of sales and prices. We're going to see the same thing in 2015. We will end up in 2016 with 5.5 million in home sales versus the 5 million we saw this year. A biggie is going to be the fact that all of those folks who are still struggling with foreclosures and negative equity will get past that this year. So this year will actually be the first year that the whole nation has actually recovered. And it's going to be driven by a bunch of people on that happy access. We're going to have first-time buyers who I think will exceed their 40% historic average in terms of participation. We're going to have boomers who, just because of their sheer numbers, will have a big impact on housing, especially in those regions where they want to retire to. And of course, we're going to have those boomerang buyers who now have sat out the mandatory waiting period and can get back into housing. So housing is going to be, we're going to see really nice things in 2015.
So
There are some places that have it all. Perfect spots to live, work, and play. Join me as we explore one interesting and inspiring community. Strategically situated between Tampa and Naples and within about 150 miles of Orlando and Miami, the city of Cape Coral, Florida packs plenty of opportunities to live, work, and to play. This family-friendly city is the largest in Florida's southwest region, home to more than 154,000 residents and a multitude of businesses and industries.
Cape Coral is an amazing place. It's a big city with a small town feel. And it's the combination of a fantastic lifestyle coupled with affordable yet beautiful waterfront housing that makes us unique in the world.
At 120 square miles, this vibrant community is geographically bigger than some of our nation's best-known cities, with more boater-friendly canals than Venice, Italy. With build out 50 years away, Cape Coral offers significant room for growth.
We chose Cape Coral. The city is beautiful. As a small business owner, the city really backed us up and supported us all the way. It's a great tourism area. We have people flying in from all over the country, Scotland, Ireland, and Canada. And it's just great tourism, lots of eatery, lots of shopping, lots of fun, great weather, great people.
For companies looking to relocate or expand, Florida offers a favorable tax climate for businesses and has no personal income tax. Cape Coral provides a skilled workforce of nearly 75,000, a competitive cost of living, and easy access to Southwest Florida International Airport and Interstate 75.
Cape Coral began as a bedroom community, but to meet the demands of our residents, we have to add more commercial space and businesses. We're doing this through rezoning, creating customized incentives, and also investment zones to help encourage businesses to relocate to Cape Coral.
Cape Coral has a low crime rate, an attractive mix of homes, a highly rated municipal charter school system, and top-notch healthcare facilities. The city has several investment zones to help businesses to relocate, such as the Veterans Investment Zone, the Community Redevelopment Area, and Commercial Activity Centers. Cape Coral offers 2 foreign trade zones to encourage business exports and international trade, newly annexed tracts of land for large business development, and a customized incentive program. Cape Coral's new 220,000 square foot regional VA medical clinic provides an anchor for development of other healthcare and service businesses.
The City of Cape Coral and our company have been excellent partners over the past 8 to 10 years. We've developed over 1 million square feet in the City of Cape Coral, and the city staff and elected officials understand what it takes to get a project done in the city. We believe this is one of the best jurisdictions to work in the state of Florida.
A number of commercial projects underway near the clinic will afford businesses many opportunities to take advantage of this synergy. With over 400 miles of canals, this coastal city is perfect for boating, for fishing, and water sports. Cape Coral is also a great spot for marine-related businesses.
We're really excited and have already begun talking with Cape Coral and the Cape Coral Economic Development Offices about our expansions for next year and looking for the greater opportunities that we're looking for here and wanting to stay with the City of Cape Coral.
With its supportive business environment, family-friendly nature, and vacation-worthy amenities, it's easy to see why so many are making Cape Coral their home or getaway destination.
Well, if you love water, this is the place to be. We have canals, we have access to the Gulf of Mexico, so if you're a boater, a fisherman, or a kayaker, this is the place to be. We also have a tremendous amount of parks, and we have a lot of festivals. Always finding something to do here in Cape Coral.
With so much to offer, Cape Coral lives up to its reputation as a natural fit for work and for play.
There's a lot to pack into a trip to Southwest Florida. Here are a few activities that are a must on any traveler's itinerary. Stroll along the 50 miles of beautiful, unspoiled beachfront, and you'll probably feel a crunch along the way. Sanibel and Captiva Islands are renowned as the country's top shelling spots.
This is the Sanibel Stoop. This is how we spend our afternoons seeking that wild and fabulous next best shell.
beachcombers can brush up on their finds at the Bailey Matthews Shell Museum, home to hundreds of shells, mollusks, and fossils. Nature lovers will find a lot to like in Southwest Florida, with unparalleled access to native plant and animal life. Set up camp among Caloosahatchee Regional Park's 768 acres of vast and varied woodland.
So a lot more shady. It's a nice place to hike, especially in the summertime because you have the shade and it's typically maybe 5 to 10 degrees cooler there.
Piggies Creek is an 862-acre public park in East Lee County.
A huge variety of plant life thrives here, proving Florida is much more than just palm trees. Visit the home of two of America's most legendary inventors. Built in the late 1800s, the Edison and Ford Winter Estates are a portal to a bygone era.
We call it, science, art, history, beautiful environment, all of that just packed into one site.
Wander through an authentic old Florida village at the Sanibel Historic Museum.
I think a visitor will find what life was like at the turn of the century.
Both novice and pro paddlers can navigate the pristine waters of the Great Calusa Blueway.
Kayaking is supreme. Canoe and Kayak magazine many times over has said that we are one of the top 10 places in the nation to paddle.
We have a good chance of seeing lots of wildlife here.
Seagoing charter boats give visitors the chance to get close to some of Southwest Florida's most popular residents.
We have a population of maybe 200 to 300 Atlantic bottlenose dolphins. It's basically a wildlife watcher's paradise.
How was the trip?
Excellent, excellent.
Spot alligators and over 230 bird species along the drivable safari trail through Ding Darling National Wildlife Refuge.
If you want some peace and quiet and you want to enjoy nature, this is the place to come.
The kid-friendly Sanibel Sea School offers a fun introduction to the region's rich marine life.
We'll put them into buckets, we'll hold them up, we'll have a look at them, we'll try to understand a little bit about what makes a fish a fish.
Wildlife, family fun, and some of the best beach activities in the country. You can't go wrong with a holiday in Southwest Florida.
The U.S. shows signs of promise, but it's not all great news. However, our next guest seems to think there is reason to be optimistic. Dennis Gartman has been publishing his daily commentary, The Gartman Letter, since 1987. Now, I had the chance to sit down with Dennis earlier today, and while he thinks housing in the U.S. will fare well, he doesn't think the same about the European economy. Take a look at what he had to say.
We get excited about the fact that housing starts got over 1 million annualized units, but people tend to forget it was only a very few years ago, back in the 70s, back in the 80s several times, back in the 90s, that we actually did 2 million annualized housing starts for a protracted period of time. So 1 million is really rather tepid, but everybody got excited about that today. Housing is doing okay. It will do better, actually.
Now, a lot of the demand for housing is from the institutional buy-to-let crowd. So are you concerned that they're creating an unsustainable dynamic and pricing owner-occupier out of their communities?
Not really. I hear that argument, but I'm afraid that that argument probably doesn't carry great good weight. Housing is still not it's still not expensive. It's still cheap relative to per capita incomes. Thank goodness institutions were there to bid up prices at the low in 09, in 10, and in 11. They got great bargains, and you're still, in most instances, most housing owners, or a great minority of homeowners, are still underwater from the prices that they paid back in 04, 05, and 06. So housing's cheap even still.
Welcome to April's Market Update. Let's take a look at real estate activity in your area during the month of April. The number of active listings was down 23% from 1 year earlier and down 11% from the previous month. As you can see, the median listing price for the month was just under $290,000. Compared to last year, the average number of days that units spent on the market before being sold was down 15%. The median sale price was just under $190,000. the number of units sold increased 19% year over year and decreased 4% month over month.
Thanks for watching. We hope you found this video helpful as you gather more information to make smart, informed real estate decisions.